Okay, hi, and welcome back to My New Hobbies That Might Be Helpful. Today we have a special treat. Today we have a special treat. We have guests, and they're going to do a sourdough mixture. And even though I do most of the narration, this time I can't because I have no idea what's going on. So, guest, would you please take it away?
Guest number one.
Guest number one.
All right, so we're gonna...
Oh, for reference purposes, everyone's guest number one.
Guest number one. Guest number one. All right, so here we got our pre-measured ingredients. We're gonna make our levain or levain, however you pronounce it, for our sourdough. So we've got 35 grams of starter, 35 grams of bread flour, 35 grams of white whole wheat flour, and 70 grams of filtered water.
Okay, explain the filtered water to me.
It's just filtered because they say the chlorine can have an effect on the bacteria or the yeasts, so they don't grow as well. I don't know. I haven't tested it.
Distilled water do the same then, since it's pure and there's nothing in it?
I assume so.
Okay.
Yeah. So we pre-measured our ingredients. Everything's ready to go. So what I like to do, we're going to go ahead and scoop our starter into this container. You want to use a non-reactive container, so glass or plastic, not metal. They say it kills the yeast or something. I don't know.
See, again, it reminds me of Alton Brown. He would give us a beautiful definition of this. So, Mr. Brown, if you're watching, anytime you'd like to appear on my channel, you're more than welcome.
And leave a comment.
Leave a comment.
Let us know what we're doing wrong.
Yeah, definitely liked and subscribed already.
But please make it short because we don't want you to, you know, do a whole special on what these clowns are doing wrong.
Don't be too rough.
So we're just gonna scoop everything in there. I'm gonna set this down, we'll clean that later.
Oh, you know who might be watching? Chef John might be watching too.
John, yeah. So we're gonna, I like to mix my water into the starter first just because it kind of helps evenly distribute it. So just mix that up.
Now, should we be using a wooden spoon so we don't have the reaction you were talking about?
You know what? I don't know because I've always used metal and I've never had an issue. So maybe the science is off.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So we're gonna throw in our flour, and pretty much we're doing a mix of the white flour and a mix of the whole wheat flour because the wheat flour is supposed to help create more, I think, acidic and the acids that make the sourdough more sour. Acidic, yeah.
Now, you're not worried about the rain we had last night and the humidity factor being high?
You know, I was actually talking about that. He was saying that that could be an issue.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've experienced it with bread, but and
there's going to be a small bleep in the video because a name slipped out.
This guy.
oh, visitor number one. So pretty much you just want to mix it so you don't have any flour clumps. And then what I do is take my little rubber spatula here and just kind of scoop it all off so we got it there.
And notice the quality and the professionalness of our video. Professionalness.
And I just go ahead and scoop this off the walls so it's all down in there.
Yeah, this angle's not the best for that. I should probably.
It's okay.
I'll move.
It's a glass can. You can
there we go.
Outside.
And then I just stick my finger in there and do that. Try to get as much as I can off. And that's it. So we're gonna cover this and let it sit for about 5, 6, whenever we come back to it, hours. And then we'll start making some dough.
Now that's going to double in size.
This should double in size. So the cool thing about the measuring is we can see we're right at about,
Hold still?
Yep. Yeah,
about
we're
half
at
a cup.
Yeah, almost half a cup. So
2/3 to be
we'll
more
see. We should.
precise.
Yeah. So we should get about, once this doubles, we should get at least 1 cup, if not more.
So we could actually use maybe aluminum foil or plastic wrap to cover this. We have a lot of cats, and these cats, you know, if people say their cats don't get on the counter, well, put a camera up when you're gone. Trust me, they get everywhere. All right, so we're gonna pause this, and the video, how I had the idea to do these videos with a little camera like this was actually Les Stroud, Survivor Man.
Really?
Yeah, because he filmed himself. I'm just not going to put myself in the video. So shout out to Les, Mr. Stroud. If you're watching, you're more than welcome to appear on the show as well.
Yeah, come over and make some sourdough.
Bigfoot hunting in the heart of Georgia.
Yeah, but if any of the previous individuals do show up, you got to remember we're not going to use your name. You have to be visitor number 1.
Come visit.
Yes, yes. Okay, so we'll be back in hours. We have a full day planned.
Yeah, seconds for you guys.
That's right. All right. Okay, be back in a bit. Bye. Hi, and welcome back to My New Hobbies That Might Be Helpful. We had a long, hard day at the range. I mean, it was just shot after shot after shot, bullseye after bullseye after bullseye. It's just long and hard. So now we're back at the homestead, and we're going to finish up our sourdough bread. And we have our starter, which seems to have doubled in size. Okay.
And then came back down.
Then came back down. It rose and fell. We're going to use a metal bowl, although we debated about it, and I don't have any glass bowl, so we're going to do metal. And
I always use metal, so it's okay.
And he always uses metal.
As
so
we found out this morning.
Yeah.
With the spoons and everything.
Yeah. So guest number one is going to take it from here.
All right. We got our bowl. We've got some pre-weighed flour, bread flour, and some whole wheat flour.
And we'll have the measurements for you at the end of the video.
Okay.
Let me put it in the description.
Or the description, either or. All right.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. We'll put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna dump it
What
in.
kind of flour do you got there? Guess number
We
one.
got bread flour and white whole wheat flour.
And he did wash his hands before
I
the
did.
video.
Yeah, very COVID conscious.
So a sourdough is gotta use your hands. All right. So I'm just combining that so it's equally dispersed. We're gonna pour most of our water here, but we need to save some for the remaining steps. So this dough is using baker's math, is a 76% hydration dough. So we're just gonna leave some of this for our remaining steps. Actually, we'll probably do a little more.
So what does that mean?
So that means it is 76%
Hydrated.
Water? Oh,
Yeah,
it's thirsty.
right. So it's kind of a wet dough, but that's what's good because the steam is what makes it rise so well.
And you're working on perfecting this recipe, and it seems like
Yeah.
what we had this morning, you're pretty darn close.
Thank you, thank you.
there.
Thank you. Well, so you know, if we can get a better rise than the one from this morning, we can get a little less dense, then we're almost perfect.
One less dense?
A little less. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. That was pretty.
Give the yeast a little room to move around, you know.
Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
So this is going to be kind of ugly, which is okay because it's going to have an hour to sit by itself. Pretty much what we're just trying to do is we don't want to see any flour, so we're going at the bottom, and we're not trying to make the dough yet. It is very sticky because it's high hydration, but you know, pretty much just get all you can off your hands. Scrape it in there. Whoops. Scrape it in there so we don't have any.
Get a good sound of that.
Loose flour. We'll give it a little tap.
That's good.
Excellent. All right. And I think
Maybe I should put a wet rag under that bowl to keep it steady.
that's okay.
Yeah, there's this guy on YouTube who actually showed me that. Old Chef John.
So I think we're good.
Wet rag, you wrap it.
So what we're gonna do is just get this off of my hands, and we're gonna let it sit just like this, covered with a damp dish towel for an hour. Then we're gonna come back and we're gonna add our starter over here to it.
Okay. And just as a footnote, we don't consider Chef John an old man.
No, not at all.
Old pal, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
old friend.
I mean, we talked to him as Chef John, first name basis. So,
Just as clarification, we have no affiliation with Chef John.
yeah, not a sponsor.
Right. But we do support his channel. Good man.
We really do.
And we're not going to steal his tagline. As always, enjoy.
I believe I did say round the outside earlier, but.
All right. Cool. That'll work.
Several hours. Well, it's been an hour since we did the dough mixture. And from here, guest number one is going to show us what to do to finish this up for today.
All right. We're going to uncover our dough, covered by a damp kitchen towel. It looks a little raggy right now, raggedy right now, but that's okay. So we're going to take our levain right here, levain, whatever it is, starter. We're going to dump it on top. It's nice and thick.
Is that the correct consistency?
Yeah, it's looking nice and thick. We probably could have tested it. You know, they say you can put it floated in some water.
Now you say that starter is a year old?
Yeah, so this is about a year old. We keep on feeding it, a little over a year old, but we just keep on feeding it with flour and water. So I've been baking a lot lately, so I feed it about once a day, if not once every 2 days. If you don't bake a lot, you can leave it in the fridge and just feed it once a week type of thing. Take it out, feed it like twice before you're gonna use it.
And you feed it sugar or flour?
You feed it flour, and it feeds on the natural, you know, the sugars in the flour.
And the starches.
Yeah, the starches. All right, so I got a little cup of filtered water here, and I'm just gonna dip my fingertips. And pretty much we're gonna just poke it into the dough. So your dough is not gonna be fully hydrated yet. We still have all this water that we're gonna add to it later, but that's gonna be in a little while when we add our salt. And pretty much what we're gonna do is just get the starter incorporated into the dough. See right here, it looks like it's not gonna combine, it's just kind of sitting there. We're gonna make it happen. And what we can do, if, guess number one, if you could unscrew that top for me. Oh, all right. There we go. I'm gonna pour just a little water on my hands, and that'll help. We got that noise going, that's good. All right, so.
The smell is nice and sour.
So we're kind of, what I like to do is kind of dig in, and at this point, the dough is not gonna be cohesive, which is actually kind of what we want. We want it to be kind of stringy like this, because in about 20 minutes when we do our slap and folds, that's when it's gonna come together.
You know this is a fun bread to make. Anytime someone wants to slap and fold, you have a good time.
Favorite activity.
Right. So, as you can see, it's, you know, shaggy, kind of stringy. Look at that. That doesn't look like dough. So we're gonna do a technique that I forgot what it's called, but it looks kind of funny and sounds kind of funny. But pretty much, you take your dough, you're gonna go under it. So this is the slow motion shot. Come under, lift up, and then keep on doing that. So this is it fast.
And what does this do?
Pretty much, this is working the dough. This is gonna get the starter into it, and it's also kind of incorporating some air.
It's a nice sound.
They tell me it works. So pretty much, we're gonna do this until, see how it's actually coming together? See how our starter, we barely can see it now? That's what we want. So we're gonna do it a little more.
You got a lot of practice.
Yeah, I've done it once before. So, like I said, slow motion shot is you're kind of coming up under it. What you can do, you can kind of fold it into a.
What's the fastest like you can do it?
I'll try. It's kind of difficult. All right, so I'm gonna call that good. I think it's pretty well incorporated. As you can see, it's dough. We don't have any of that starter that's sticking around.
Yeah.
And we're gonna let this sit, I think, about 20 minutes. Then we're gonna add our salt and the rest of our water. And we'll see you then.
Okay, we'll be back in 20 minutes, guys. Thank you.
Welcome back. So, we're ready to add our salt and the rest of our water to our dough. Seems like a lot of water, but we're gonna make it get in there. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put our 1 tablespoon of salt, normal table salt, into the water. And I'm just gonna stir it until it dissolves for the most part. This will make it better so the salt more evenly distributes throughout the dough. That looks good to me. All right, we're just literally just gonna pour it on top.
So why did we do the salt way after?
So basically because the salt, I think, is gonna slow the process for the yeast. And we kind of want...
Look at the difference.
Yeah, so you can tell our dough kind of came together. So
You lost some water.
Yeah, we lost a little bit of water, but that's okay. So you see how our dough came together a little, but see how it's so stringy? It doesn't really look like dough.
Mozzarella.
So what we're gonna, yeah, it kind of looks like mozzarella with the whey. So that white water you see right there that's salt and water and flour and.
Let's get that sound.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, we could get a dairy cow.
Could do that.
Good. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is keep on squeezing this until most of the water is in our dough.
A lot of dough.
Yeah. But remember, that salt water, we want to equally distribute in the dough.
I like the color.
I like the sound. Did you want me to start that timer yet?
Nope. I'll tell you what. See how all our water almost... And you see how this is stringy and doesn't even come into a dough?
It's not cohesive at all.
Yeah, not at all. You're gonna see it. You're gonna be amazed.
You ruined it.
I hope. All right, we're gonna do this just a little more.
Now, is speed important?
No. So, you pretty much just want to work the water into it.
Yeah, there's no more water in that bowl.
Yeah, so pretty much no water at the bottom. So look at this. This isn't dough. How's it going to come together? We'll find out. All right.
Suspense.
Find out next.
So you're going to take your dough all together in one, and you're going to pick it up in the center from both sides, and you're going to slap the bottom and then fold over. So what we're going to do, we're going to get it together.
You want me to hit it?
Not yet. We're going to work on getting this together. And this is going to take about 3 minutes.
It's coming together already.
Yep. We're sliding around here. Move this up a little.
Here, I'll,
yeah.
I'm going to hit your timer here.
All right, go ahead and hit it. So like I said, we're going to pick it up in the middle. So pick up from the middle, turn 90 degrees, slap the bottom, and fold the top.
Like a book.
So you've done this one other time, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look kind of new. It's a little harder.
Sometimes you really got to slap it because...
So you don't have to be nice to it.
No, at this point, you're
Treat
kind of
like
being
it.
rough to it because you're actually incorporating some air.
You want to treat it like the dough it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing owes you money.
You know, be it like redhead stepchild.
It looks a little different already.
Yep. So we're gonna do this for about 3 minutes and see if your hands get a little too sticky. You can just dip into your water. Just put it on your fingers.
Now this is just extra water. That
That's
wasn't
just-
measured out.
That's not measured out. That's just extra water.
Now is it important to have that water filter as well, or could that just be tap water?
I like to filter it. You probably can get away with using tap water, but I like to use the filtered water just so it, just in case so you don't kill any yeast.
Well, that salt mixture is pretty salty, so I was wondering.
So the salt is about 2% of the overall makeup of the dough. And they say that 2% isn't enough, that it's gonna kill the yeast. So I don't know for sure. See how we're starting to stick to my hands.
Now, do you gotta be in good shape for this? Because it seems like a workout.
Definitely
Yeah,
not.
I'm breathing a little heavy right here.
I mean, you usually probably don't talk when you do it, huh?
No, not normally.
Now, can you have your stand mixer do this, or is it just all manpower?
So, actually, they have a video online, and he tested the stand mixer, and it actually turned out all right, but it does turn out better when you do it by hand.
So the other day we had a old world pot roast, and we're gonna have an old world sourdough.
That's the hope. Stick in a little, get a little more water.
And I know what a lot of my viewers are thinking right now. They prefer technology.
making the pots and pans move in the.
Yeah.
Give it a hard one.
I think he is doing hard ones.
Yeah. Do you have to insult it too when you beat it up, or?
Now, I know you want to slap it one more time and make you say, "Who's your daddy?"
All right, let's do it.
Oh, you lubing up for it, huh?
All right, who's your daddy? That was actually a really good one.
That was a good one.
So,
Had a good pull on it.
We're gonna take this dough. Where's our bowl? Oh, did you?
Oh, I gotta put it in the sink.
Oh, that's okay.
It's still clean.
Sweet.
No water.
All right, so we're gonna take this dough. Just drop it in there. So it's
Even though there's all that salt water residue that was there?
That's on the outside. So it's a little sticky, but as you can see, look at that. It's not stringy anymore.
Way different.
Mm-hmm.
The surface is shaggy, but that's okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna let this sit for about 15 minutes, and then we're gonna do some stretch and folds. So these are slap and folds, then we're gonna do stretch and folds.
Gotcha.
And we'll be back in a second.
Are they more gentle?
Oh, yeah, they're definitely more gentle.
That's when you sweet talk it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, guys, we'll be back in just a few minutes.
All right, it's been 15 minutes. Visitor number 1 here, by the way. It's been 15 minutes, and you can see our dough has relaxed. See, it looks kind of liquidy, kind of, you know, moving around in the bowl there, but that's good. So our gluten has relaxed, and now we're gonna do some stretch and folds. We got a cup of filtered water here, and we're just gonna wet our fingertips because we're gonna go in and grab some dough. The way that I like to do it is grab in here behind the dough, and what we're gonna do is pull up. You basically wanna pull up as far as you can without breaking, and then fold it over. And we're gonna do this about 4 or 5 times around the perimeter. So we're gonna lift up till we stretch and fold.
Yeah, that looks way relaxed.
Yep.
Very chill.
Do 3. We're gonna do 4. And actually, we're gonna do 6 on this. We'll do 5. See how we kind of pull it up and fold it over. And we'll do one last one. Pull that up and fold it over.
So what's our schedule for this?
So our schedule for this, let me, real quick, I'm just kind of folding this over. See how it was relaxed and it was against the edges of the bowl, and now it's kind of forming a dough? Mm-hmm. We're gonna do this total of 6 times. This first one we waited 15 minutes and then we folded. We're gonna do that again 2 more times. And then we're gonna do it again 3 more times, but we're gonna space those by 30 minutes. So we're gonna leave this here. We're not gonna show you all 6 of them. We're gonna show you this first one, and then we'll show you the last one, and then we're gonna show you what we do after that. See you then. All right. We are gonna complete our 6th and final stretch and fold. This is our dough now, looking pretty smooth. We're gonna take our fingers, dip a little water. We're gonna shoot for 4 or 5 again. As you can see, our dough is pretty stretchy now. So that's 1. We're being kind of delicate, but just kind of walking it over. Grab a little water if you need whenever. We're gonna go for 3. Number 4. That's like pretty good, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab the bottom of this. We'll do number 5. And I'm gonna kind of bring it over. We can do what they call the window pane test if we want. We don't have to, but grab a little bit of dough and see how we can stretch it, and you can almost see through it.
Yeah. You see the light right through that.
And that means we have good gluten development.
That was an excellent stretch.
Yeah, that was. I think the bread flour really makes a difference. So now we're kind of actually have a dough that's actually holding its shape. And that was our 6th and final one. And now, let me fix this here. We're gonna let it sit. This is the big one for another 1.5 hours. And then we're gonna do our pre-shape. So we'll see you then. All right, so it's been an 1.5 hours since we did our last stretch and fold.
Sounds a little late.
So this is our dough right here.
Yeah.
Nice and bubbly. So we're gonna go ahead and wet our fingertips. And we're gonna be delicate, but we're gonna go ahead and scoop this dough out onto the counter.
What a huge difference in texture.
Yeah, it's a little more put together. All right. So it's still kind of sticky, but.
Are we done with this bowl? Or are you gonna use it for your second?
Yeah. We're done. We're done. So we're gonna take our water. We have a bench scraper here. We're gonna just a little water on it to keep it from sticking. And I'm just gonna eyeball it. And I'm gonna cut the dough in half. And I'm gonna work with 1/2 at a time.
Which half does that string go to?
There we go. And we're gonna pre-shape. So what I like to do is kind of pull outward, so we'll kind of fold each half in. Oops. And then fold.
This dough's got a really good look to it.
I hope it's good. We could probably flip that over. And then might need a little water there. But I like to start at the bottom, come around, and then you can kind of push into the top and kind of fold itself under. So this is just the pre-shape. So we're just gonna do it, 3, 4, 5 times. So this is number 4.
You see that tension?
Number 5, yeah, we're just building surface tension. So we're not gonna mess with it too much.
That's it. Looks good.
Yeah, I mean we got this here, but that's fine. It's gonna sit and we're gonna do it again. Same thing here. So we're gonna come from the right, fold over, coming from the left, fold over, coming from the top, fold down, and then coming from the bottom, fold all the way over like that. So we'll kind of put our seal on the bottom, and then we kind of come around. So start at the bottom. So
now we're here.
And push back there. So that was only about 3, but I'm gonna leave that. That built up pretty good surface tension. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna put our towel over top, give it about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we're gonna do our final shape. And while we're doing that, we're gonna prepare our bannetons. So we're gonna pause that for a second, we'll come back. All right, so we have our 2 pieces of dough resting right here. And in the meantime, we're gonna set up our proofing baskets. So right here, we've got one actual proofing basket with a liner, and then we only have one. So we have a makeshift one. So all we have is a plastic bowl. Kind of matches similar in size. And then all we're gonna do is put a dish towel inside of it. And we're just gonna flour it, just like our banneton one. And we're gonna simulate a homemade banneton. So we're just gonna go ahead and just with some normal all-purpose flour, just kind of get in there and
really rub it in there.
Yeah, I mean just take the flour and kind of rub it on the fabric here. If you have a sifter, that might work better.
And different types of flour work as well, right?
Yeah, rice flour is recommended, but we don't have that, so we're just going with what we got.
I like it.
So I'm kind of going to put a little extra on the surface there. So we're just going to prep these. So that one's pretty much ready to go.
Yeah, you can see the texture.
Yeah, we can put a little more, but this is going to prove overnight. We'll be baking these in less than 8 hours. Probably about 8 hours. Yeah, about 8 hours.
About.
Okay.
Is that enough time?
Yeah, 8 hours is good. Probably could go for longer, but 8 hours is fine.
Okay.
I think. All right. They just, maybe that won't be as sour, but I think they'll still have the structure and taste pretty good.
We don't have to bake both of them right away.
That's
just
true.
do one in the morning.
That's true. So we're gonna set up our other banneton here.
If you want, you can use this to hold that side down.
Yeah.
If you want to move your bench scraper. And then I can tighten this side down.
That's good. I'm gonna flour this kind of heavily just because I don't want it to stick. So we're gonna kind of do very similar to what we did to the other banneton. Kind of rub it in and then put a little more flour on top. All right. And then what we'll do, that's the base. And once we put the dough in, it'll kind of, you know.
Yeah, maybe get
it'll pull it down. So we're gonna kind of go around
the outside.
There, around the outside. Around the outside. All right, sweet. Just to, you know, hopefully keep it from sticking, because this towel's gonna absorb a good amount of moisture, I think. All right, so it's been 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're gonna keep this flour open because we might want to sprinkle a little on top. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull this towel off of our little doughs.
Look at that.
And
look at how active that is.
so
Big
they're
old
gonna
bubble on the
start
side
moving
there.
out a little, but that's no problem. And I'm gonna grab our water and we're gonna finish our shaping. So I like to put a little water on the bench scraper. We could probably flip these over, shape them again. I'm just gonna shape them into bowls again.
Sure.
So we're gonna pull it up like that. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's pretty good.
It's nice and tight.
Oh, so we'll do 6. All right, that looks overall.
Look at them bubbles, man.
I think pretty good, and we can stitch up the underside. Let's go ahead and do our homemade banneton first.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna.
Do we need to take that off the thing
No.
so it'll lower?
Oh.
Because it won't lower even with them both.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna do a nice scoop and flip it in.
Let's do it.
We're gonna kind of equal that out. And then as you can see, our dough here is kind of have a little bit of a divot. So we're just gonna kind of do what they call stitching. So it's not perfect. It's not an exact science. As you can see, the dough kind of put itself together, but kind of just gonna pinch this to seal up the cracks. There we go.
You should.
All right, and then I'm gonna take a little flour just so nothing sticks to it. And then we could probably fold over that towel, throw it in the fridge, and should be good to go. All right, and then we will do the same thing with our other one. We'll wet this a little. And we'll come around. So that actually built up a pretty good surface.
That looks good.
That was only 5 times. I'm not gonna overwork it. I'm gonna dump it in and we'll call it good.
Looks good.
So, and then we're gonna do the same thing here. We're just gonna do our stitching. See, it's kind of open there. This is
And that builds up the tension too, right?
Yeah, I mean, basically, you know, we just want to, I don't think we're too worried about sealing up the hole. It's more about keeping that surface tension. So the tighter we make it on this side, the tighter it'll pull on the other side. And I think overall that's probably pretty good.
Looks good.
So it'll do its thing. It might pull apart. Hopefully it comes out good. We're gonna take a little flour for this one, and that one will also go in the fridge, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Excellent.
Okay, we just pulled the bread out the oven and we're going to do the unveiling. By the way, breakfast was fantastic. Guess number one, guess number one.
It was. All right, I'm hoping for good things.
Okay, here we go.
Huh. Well,
not bad, not bad.
Better than last time, but a little flat still.
Looks good though. I mean, it looks good.
It'll taste good.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we should do 5 more minutes with the lid on, or think?
Yeah, let's get a little more golden brown.
Well, so it'll get more color now when we put it back in the oven for 20 minutes.
Okay. You want to leave the lid on? Okay.
Do you think it'll grow any more if we do a little more steam? Probably not.
I have no idea. I don't do.
Probably not.
Yeah. So I'm not the baker.
I'm gonna pull out this parchment paper and we're just gonna we'll put it on the rack.
Okay, open it back up because we gotta do some editing anyway.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's hot.
Yep. And we just gotta get some good color.
Oh, that looks good.
Still steaming.
Still steaming. Look at that. Do you want to do the little forky test?
Yeah. Chef John, we use a knife.
Okay. Chef John, I hope you're proud. Yes, sir. Okay, thank you for tuning in to my new hobbies that might be helpful. Guess one, guess two. Coming up this weekend and spending some time doing some cooking. Fantastic. Hopefully comments will come in. Think you guys had an enjoyable weekend, I hope.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Next trip up, we'll do some, I guess we'll do some drinking, some shooting, and some baking.
Maybe not in that order, but yeah.
Wine making?
Probably in that order. I like that order. You know, this video ain't for kids. Yes. Yeah. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, tell your friends, write in comments. Maybe we can make something you'd like. Lasagna? Yeah, we got a pretty mean lasagna. Okay, we got to do a bunch of editing now, so see ya. Bye.